Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting my little corner of the internet. If it's your first time here, hello, my name is Emma. I'm an LPN. I work from home as a care coordinator, just managing patients with chronic conditions. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love to have you here and join the growing crew. My channel has definitely been growing very fast within the last 2 weeks. I've got so many of y'all, so welcome. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And then also, what do? I suspect you're either a nurse as well or a nursing student. Just let me know where you're at this point in your life. And yeah, so it is the end of the month, which means that we are very busy trying to close off a lot of metrics, tie some loose ends and just make sure that every patient has been tended to. A lot of changes have happened within like the last week and a half with my own patient load, in that I've had a few more patients added to my load. Just to give you guys an idea, I started last week with 167 patients and now I have 184. I was kind of sharing my thoughts and feelings about that with a few of the nurses in my team, in that when you're given more patients towards the end of the month, especially when you're already like tunnel focused on the metrics that you have to meet until the very last day of the month, adding on more patients kind of like, it just sets you back a little bit. I've been trying not to get myself too worked up about it. It is what it is. I'm gonna just try to keep pushing until the last day of work, until the last day of the month. But it's been quite challenging, to say the least, to like make sure that I'm all caught up, because you come in, you start work, you think you're all caught up, and then you log into work the next day and you've got a few more patients. I expressed that to my teammates, and they've been so supportive. They've been jumping in. One of the nurses is kind of done with her entire load because she's doing a separate project, so she tends to finish a little early on during that time of the month, and so she steps in and helps a lot of us in the team that are still trying to catch up before the month is over. So I've been very grateful for her help. I'm still still a little sour that I was not able to finish off the month independently. In January, I was able to do everything on my own, but since I got more patients added and a lot of things have been going on, especially like with technology, we had a few issues with patients' readings not transmitting on time. I think there was something going on with AT&T last week, and so our patients' readings were not transmitting on time. And so they were freaking out because they were getting text messages from us saying that they had not taken a reading yet. And so I was getting a whole bunch of calls from patients saying, hey, I took my reading, what's going on? So I was, to say the least, last week I was bombarded with phone calls, and that kind of like set me back a little bit. So this week I was able to get some help from my coworker, and yeah, we're just gonna keep it pushing. I also know for sure that I'm gonna have patients who just will not meet their metrics. They won't meet their goal of required readings for the month of February. Like, I just know it. Some of these patients, like, they just don't like to be on the phone. Like, they know that at least once a month they're supposed to have a conversation with their nurse at least once a month, but they don't care. Like, I have the same patients who just won't answer my phone calls or text messages. They take the readings daily, but they won't answer my phone calls. And then I have the complete opposite problem, where I have patients who are not taking the readings at all, and it's been a month already. Oh my gosh, it's like pouring raining. My daughter and my husband are out running errands. I really hope that they're not wet right now, because it is pouring. Okay, but right now I am making a few phone calls. I've got about I have 24 patients that I still need to outreach. None of them are answering their phones. So we're just gonna keep it pushing. And in the meantime, I'm also doing some triage calls. Another thing, you guys, that that's come with me having more patients is I'm starting the day with a lot more alerts. And yeah, my mornings are becoming increasingly busy. I've got patients who just continuously have out of range readings first thing in the morning. So my mornings are usually all busy up until I have my team meeting at 12 o'clock. So, yay for me. Oh my God. I keep forgetting to fix this February word. I missed the R after the B. Why you ain't tell me I misspelled February? Oh my God. Let me go ahead and fix that right now. Let me just squeeze in an R right here. All right, that looks a lot better. Whatever, I'll just leave it as is. I'm gonna go ahead and triage this patient and jump back into my monitoring calls and just try to outreach as many patients as I can that I haven't spoken to this month. So yeah, welcome to another day in the life vlog. So far, I have 7 people who have not picked up their phones yet for the day. Yeah, it can kind of feel like you're in like a telemarketer job, because I've been calling these people multiple times during a week, every week. So I know sometime this month they've seen my missed calls and they've heard my voicemails, but they're just not answering or they're not calling me back. So sometimes I feel like I'm bothering these patients, but I'm just doing what I need to do. You'd be surprised by the amount of information that you get from a patient when you actually get to talk to them for once that month, during a month. Like, there's life changes. Sometimes I notice mental changes within my patients. You know, it could be from a 10-minute conversation to a 30-minute conversation. Some of these patients have a lot of information to share that is vital. That's also affecting their vitals, that, you know, information that their providers may or may not know and that need to be relayed to the provider. You know, that's why some of these monthly phone calls are important, because you just never know the kind of information you're going to get from these patients when you get a chance to talk to them. I do take it personal though when I have patients that I'm calling constantly for coaching calls. They pick up, we talk, geeky, we laugh and catch up, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna take my readings. Thank you so much for calling me. I almost forgot about it today. And they still don't take their readings, y'all. They still don't take their readings, and they will go days and days without taking readings. And so like that can be a little bit annoying. Like, I start to get very annoyed and just like take it personally, because it's like, don't tell me you would like for me to call you and give you like reminder calls for your readings, and you still don't take your readings, and you still don't have at least 16 readings this month. Like, come on now, don't waste my time, because I could be talking to other patients who would appreciate my phone call. So y'all, here's what I'm having for lunch. Same old same salad. I had like 3 strips of fish sticks left in the freezer, and so I just put it in the oven, cooked it up, and threw it in there. Do y'all do that? Do you guys put seafood in your salads? I'll put tuna, I'll put salmon bites if I have some, or fish sticks in there. It don't matter to me. It tastes good and it's protein too. My greens. So yeah, I'm having a late lunch. I've been meaning to share this with y'all. This little situation that happened a few days ago with one of my friends. She is we've been friends since nursing school. We actually met in nursing school. We have so much in common. She's African as well, and she's also a twin. But we clicked instantly in nursing school, and she's just a really funny person, very down to earth and all that. But we haven't spoken in so long. So a few days ago, I reached out because we've just been like playing phone tag. She's called me a few times. So I reached out to her and we were just catching up. And so I asked her how she's doing. She said she's doing well. And I asked her if she's still, doing, if she's still working med surg at one of our major hospitals. And she was like, yeah. And I said, do you like it? She's like, she loves it. And that she's finally gotten a hang of things. And I said, that's great. And so she asked me if I ever ended up finding a job. So I told her that I work remotely now, just monitoring patients with chronic conditions. And she texts back saying, oh, sounds relaxing. And I saw the message and I was like, relaxing? I didn't tell her any details to my job. I didn't tell her what the job entails. Like, she knows nothing about it. And so when I saw that message, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just reading into it too much, like maybe I'm just reading too much into it. And so the minute she hears that I'm working from home, all of a sudden she assumes that it's a relaxing job. Relaxing in relation to what? You working in the hospital? Like, what is she implying here, right? And I didn't make a big deal out of it. I think I changed the subject or something, but it had me thinking, like, I feel like it's a thing now where, unless you're a bedside nurse, whatever else that you do doesn't really matter. Like, you're not really considered, like, your job isn't really considered nursing. And I've seen that going around on the internet a lot. I followed this nurse, I think she's called Nurse Firm or the Nurse Firm on Instagram, and she works from home. So she posted something on Instagram. I think it was like a screenshot. I guess it was one of her followers who sent her a private message, basically saying things in a line that, oh, you don't work bedside anymore. So what you do now is technically not nursing, like you're not a real nurse, right? And so, but it just brought me back to that post, because like there is a thing in the nursing industry, and it's like, oh, I'm an ICU nurse, oh, I'm an OR nurse, oh, my job is more important than yours, I work harder than you do. Like, if you're a nurse, I don't care what you do, your job is stressful in its own. Like, whenever you are in a profession where you have to give yourself to other people, like something like in medicine or nursing, like, it's exhausting. It has its moments, it's got its stressful moments. Just like if you're a floor nurse, you might have a shift that's, that's easy, man, maybe not relaxing. And what is relaxing? Like, nobody's job is relaxing. Unless you work somewhere like a spa and you giving people massages all day, you're in the dark, okay, your job may be relaxing, and it's still physically taxing too. Masseuses, they suffer from backache and everything. I didn't share any details to my job to where she would conclude that my job is relaxing. My job is not relaxing. I have to tend to patients all day long. I'm currently managing almost 200 patients. I've got alerts going on throughout the day. I start my day with alerts. I start my day with patients whose, vitals are out of range. I also sometimes deal with patients who really need to go to the hospital. I deal with patients who require extensive education. Like, My job has its moments, and I would never sit here and tell y'all that my job is relaxing. It's not. I don't know how my, day in the life vlogs come across here on YouTube. Is it a luxury that I get to be a nurse working from home? Yes. And I'm very grateful for that, but my job itself is not relaxing. It's not. I don't get to wake up every day and be like, oh, it's, let me cross my legs and not do anything because, my job is X, Y, and Z. It's a breeze in the park. No, it's not. I have metrics to meet every day. Every day, every week, every month, I have metrics to meet. There's a metric, there's literally a goal to be met for everything at this job, and just like you may be concerned with one of your patients at the bedside, I'm also concerned with my patients here. Even though I'm working remotely, there are certain situations with my patients that get me concerned. I'm managing almost 200 patients. She works med surg. What's the most patients that she has? Like 5, 6, maybe less. I don't know the ratio. We've never discussed that, but I manage 200 patients. I think in general in the nursing profession, like, we need to be very respectful of each other's like work, because I don't think anybody's work is better than the other. I don't think anyone's work is easier than the other. We all go through days where it may be a little bit more lax than other days. We also have very stressful days where we absolutely have to tend to our patients. What is relaxing about your patients having out of range readings on a day-to-day basis? What is relaxing about that? What is relaxing about sometimes ending the workday feeling like you wish they could do more for your patients, but you just can't? At least when you're at bedside, you can literally have more impact. You've got a whole team of specialties in the hospital. I don't. I have to just the best that I could do is contact the provider and let them know what's going on and hope for the best, and hope that your patient, abides to your education, and hope that your patient abides to your advice towards proper diet or whatever. It doesn't matter if you have an in-person nursing job or you work remotely. All of our jobs have their own challenges, and I wish that we would all just respect each other's profession and each other's decision of how we choose to nurse. A job is a job. At the end of the day, we're all going into work exchanging our time and talent for money. So however way we choose to do it, it's a personal decision.